Hello, today we're going to be looking at accessing the STEM Learning website for educators, including adding activities and managing your activities looking for STEM ambassadors. So the first thing that you want to do is go to www.stem.org.uk. If you haven't registered previously, you then want to click on Register in the top right-hand corner. You've got 5 options and you're looking to register as working in education. So that's for everybody in early years, primary, secondary and further education. And then hit continue. So the rest is quite self-explanatory. Fill in your details, select a password and then hit continue when you've done that. You'll then be taken to a second page where you'll be asked to select which sector you're working in and the name of your setting. There'll be a drop-down box which should have all the education settings in Scotland in there. If for some reason you find that your setting isn't on there, if you email us at stemambassadors@serc.scot, we'll get that added for you. So once you've done that, you'll get an email to confirm your registration and you can then go and sign into your account. The first screen that you'll be taken to is your profile page. So that just shows you any activities that you have running, how many people you've engaged with, when your next activity is due. And in here, you can go in to edit your profile and update any information if you need to, if anything changes. So if your email address were to change or you were to change setting, you can change all that in here. So probably one of the most important things you're going to use the website for as an educator is adding activities looking for STEM ambassadors. So on the left hand side, there's a tab that says activities. There's a drop down box. And if you were looking for a STEM ambassador to come to your school or to join you online, what you want to do is advertise an activity. So this could be anything STEM related at all. So if you're doing a certain topic in school that you wanted to have a STEM link to, or if you wanted somebody to talk about different careers and routes to careers, perhaps if you're in secondary school, if you're looking for somebody to judge a STEM competition, any of these things can be advertised in here. So what you want to do is add a name for the event. So I'll keep it quite easy just now and say that you want a careers talk, and it's quite helpful to put what sort of age group it's for in the heading. So perhaps for S4s. And then in here is a drop down box where you would select what sort of thing it is that you're looking for them to do. So there's all different options here. So this one would be a STEM presentation, possibly with question and answer. You might want them to do that. So you could pop that in there. Then you've got options of whether you want to do it at your setting or at another location, or if it's to be an online event. So if it was something you were looking for somebody to actually come in to your workplace to do, you would just enter your address details in here. If it was something you're looking to do online, just tick the online box. You're then asked which schools or organisations are participating. So you would start putting in your school, and if you were having any other settings join you, you would enter them in there as well. So again, all the settings should be listed in here. If you find that you're not, just drop us an email. So this is all information that the ambassador will see. So we want to give them as much information as possible. So what sort of age group it is that you're looking for. So in this instance, it might be 11 to 14 and 14 to 16-year-olds. How many people you're expecting to be at the event. So it might be a class of 30, for example. This all just gives the ambassador an idea of what it is that they're going to be dealing with and who it is that they're going to be working with. So in this case, it would be students, but you could ask ambassadors to come along and do an event with parents or to do some teacher training. You just select whichever is relevant in there. Then you're adding the date, so whether it's a one-off activity or a series of multiple activities. So you might be looking for somebody to come in and help run a STEM club or a coding club once a week, in which instance it would be a series of multiple activities, and you would put when you expected it to start and the approximate date of the last activity. In this instance, we'll say it's a one-off activity, and you want to try and give ambassadors as much time as possible to express an interest and then get ready and come along, because they need to obviously work around their work calendars as well. So the sooner you can put activities in, the better. and then the duration of the activities. So it might just be a half-hour talk that you're looking for, but do bear in mind that the ambassadors will need some sort of preparation time, so maybe take that into account. On the other hand, you don't want to make it too long to put people off because they are volunteering. So we might say that this is 2 hours of their time it might take. How many STEM ambassadors do you think you'll need? So you might want to do a series of careers talks. You might want 5 different ambassadors. And you might have a specific focus. So you would select that in here. It might be a maths and computing focus that you've got. If there's any specific areas, so you might be looking for somebody who's got coding experience, and you can just type that in there. So in here, just a one line about what the aim of your activity is. So you might say to highlight careers in coding and computing. And then a short description of your activity. The more information that you can put in here, again, the better. I'm not going to spend a long time typing something in, but you want to let the ambassadors know when and where, what sort of thing you're expecting them to do, if there's facilities for them to put up a PowerPoint presentation perhaps, or if you're looking for them to bring along some hands-on resources. Any information that you can give in here is great. And just try and be really clear about what it is you're looking for the ambassador to do. Some people put really nice descriptions of a topic that they're doing with the class, but it might be slightly unclear as to what it is you're looking for from the ambassador. So as much information as possible in here. In here, I'm just going to put careers talk just now, but you would put a lot more information in that. And then just looking at what impact you think this activity would have. So you can tick as many as you think apply. In this instance, we would say it would hopefully engage the students in STEM subjects, but it probably hits more of these criteria. It might link to the curriculum, and you might build links across the community with other schools or colleges if you've perhaps got another school in. But any of these that apply, and then you just hit add this activity. So once you've done that, check over everything, make sure that you're happy with what it shows, and then it's really important at this point that you hit publish. Sometimes people get as far as that and think they've added the activity. You have to publish for it to be visible to STEM ambassadors. So once you've done that, when a STEM ambassador logs onto the website, they will be able to see this activity. So they can browse activities in their local area or activities by topic. We'll also send out emails about things that are coming up and things in our newsletter. So they can then go on, have a look and say, oh, this is something that I think might interest me. And from their point of view, they'll be able to hit a button that says express interest. So they can either just hit that button, or they can type a short message and hit that button. So they might say, oh, I work in computer design, would this be relevant? And express interest. And what that does when an ambassador does that is send you an email notification to say that somebody's expressed interest. There'll be a link within that email which takes you back to this page, and you'll be able to see the ambassador's comment. You'll be able to reply to the comment, and then you'll be able to confirm if you want the ambassador to come along. Once you've confirmed all your ambassadors, you would hit ambassadors confirmed, and this just means it's no longer visible for more ambassadors. Because what we don't want is lots of people applying, and you maybe think, oh, I've got everybody that I need, and you don't get back to them, and then ambassadors feel a bit let down that they've applied for something and they've not heard anymore. So you can then go into your activities once you've got activities and manage them. So you can have a look at your upcoming activities. So that would be in there, your careers talk, and you can go into it and manage it that way. When the activity is complete, you'll get a request to give feedback on how the activity went, and that's really helpful for us so we can give our ambassadors feedback. Don't worry, we won't go to them and say, oh, they thought this or that. It's just general feedback so we know if we need to provide training for our ambassadors, or if we can say, you know, this was a really successful event, and it just helps us. So that is a quick overview of how to add an activity and manage them. In the teacher resource pack on our website, you will find examples of activities that you can have a look at just to show good practice and the sort of information you might want to include in an activity. So do have a look on the STEM Ambassadors in Scotland website in the teacher resources, you'll find that. Hopefully that's been helpful. Thank you.